What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another new video. We are back out at ECR. We are out here doing some NASA HPDE days. So we're gonna get back in the car, do some more testing. I went out for one session already, kind of tested the tires a little bit, got them dialed into the correct pressures. We should be pretty good and ready to go, but car's feeling really good already. We did a 210 in our first session. Hopefully we can get it to go just a little bit faster. So tires feel pretty decent. Turn in on the front actually feels really good. So I'm gonna keep going. We're gonna do a little bit more practice and see if we can't go any faster. So let's get back suited up in the car and go set some laps. Well, guys, we haven't really been able to go any faster recently. We set some decent laps, but there's been a ton of traffic on track, and so we just had a little bit of difficulty kind of getting in between the traffic. And honestly, I like the setup. I feel like I'm pretty confident in some of the high-speed sections, but for some reason, I'm just feeling like these front tires aren't gripping. My rear tires are not necessarily bad, but I don't know if maybe they're heat cycled out. They are a set of old takeoffs that I got from somebody, but they are, I don't know if maybe they're just heat cycled out or what. They seem like they should still be sticky. They still get hot. Like it's pretty soft and sticky right now, but I don't know. It feels like I have a lot of oversteer when there really shouldn't be too much of an issue. And then for some reason, the front seems like it gets hot, and then it feels like it's understeering. So we're just kind of dealing with a little bit of setup today, and just trying to work through the car. But it's been fun. We've had some good times out there. I'll post the video, but I just had a little off. Just kind of stupid. The back end just came around and then just back off into the dirt pretty slow. But everything's good. Everything's super solid. The front lip, it wasn't fast, and it was backwards, and nothing was like really affected from that. But we got one more session today. Honestly, I'm not too sure. So it's not too hot out right now. It's like maybe 78, 79 degrees. But I think this surface is getting really, really hot because it just feels greasy. Everybody feels greasy. Nobody's going fast. There's tons and tons of traffic. So we're gonna keep having a good time. We're still here tomorrow as well as Sunday. So we're gonna keep driving and enjoying ECR for what it is. Keep having some fun. I may or may not make any changes depending on if I don't feel like I can even get close to my back to my personal best of 207. It's a shame that it's just a little bit, kind of greasy out today. But we're gonna keep driving and have some fun. Let's go do some more sessions. Well, guys, day 2, we're out here. We didn't end up going faster last night, but I forgot to record, and I just forgot to hit press on the GoPro. So we didn't get the last session of the afternoon yesterday, but we're gonna be going out today, this morning. The weather feels really good. It's pretty chilly out right now. Hopefully we can go a little faster, but we're gonna go out, set some more times, and overall just have some fun. Probably gonna be doing some ride-alongs today, so may or may not, be as fast, be pushing quite as hard. But the weather for tomorrow has cleared up a bunch, so good chance that we're gonna have some good weather tomorrow, get to set some more lap times, and we may even end up setting on the slicks. So I have these slicks sitting here. These are some Hoosier R7 takeoffs, and I've been debating throwing these onto the M3 just to see if I can go a little bit faster, and these aren't feeling the best. So we'll go from there, set some lap times, and have some fun. will pass.
Alright guys, day 3, it's our final day out here. We ended up making the swap to slicks yesterday. Those RE71s, I think they were just heat cycled out in the rear. So we are running these R7s. I went ahead and did I did a few laps on them, and they feel pretty good. They're pretty sticky, take a little bit of work to kind of get warmed up, and just been kind of practicing with them. I did some ride-alongs yesterday, so I wasn't really pushing too hard. We did do a 209, which really isn't too fast. I should probably be faster on these, but the track conditions are just a little bit slow. We had a bunch of rain come through here the night before we got here, so it basically washed off all the rubber on the track, and everything's just a little bit slow. Tracks have been a little bit greasy, but we're gonna go out this morning. Hopefully we have some good weather. We can get these R7s warmed up and hopefully set some good times. They feel really good. The car feels way better on a little bit stickier of a tire, so we're gonna have fun and see if we can't go set some better laps. Well guys, we're back home from the track. The car is all cleaned up, gave it a wash the other day. The E88s are back on, and the slicks are sitting back up over here. I actually filmed a little outro at the track, but unfortunately the SD card, I guess it malfunctioned, and that file was corrupt. So I'll give you guys a little bit of a walkthrough of the weekend, and just kind of summarize how I feel about the car, what I think about the weekend, and my overall thoughts. So overall, very happy with the car. Obviously, we made the change to the slicks midway through the weekend, and these things were super, super grippy. I love the way that these handle. I still think they have some decent life left in them. I still have the pair of the RE71 RSs. These were the better ones, or the ones that I had on the front of the car. And overall, just really happy with the way the car felt. Now, like I mentioned, I do think there is a lot more dialing in to do. I think we have a lot to go through on the suspension, and mostly just changing some of the setup. And by that, I mean changing the rebound and compression. I think we can kind of dial in the way that this car really should feel, and probably shave off a few seconds, as well as obviously just more seat time, more practice, finding more speed, more courage to go through corners at higher speed. And overall, we can just shave some extra time at the track. I do think that was the last event for this year. There is one more event coming up in a few weeks, but I'm not sure I'm going to be able to make it. It's at Circuit of the Americas, and just have some other things. It's towards the end of the year, around the holidays, and I'm not entirely sure if I'll have plans yet or not. So we're going to wait and see if that is coming up. But super happy with the way the car felt. I do think we can start making some changes to the rear wing. I think we might try and angle it down a little bit more, try and get just a little bit more rear downforce. Like I mentioned, I do have the spare set of springs to be stiffer in the rear, so I'm probably going to be adding those to the car at some point here in the future. Not sure entirely when, but we will be adding them, and hopefully making some last minute changes to the car. Finally, we're going to have some other little mods, just like the rest of the car. I still like my clean installs, and I obviously like the way this car looks very, very much. Although it is, kind of turning into a track rat kind of build, I still am very intrigued by a lot of cool little mods and details to the cars. And so we're probably going to be doing some of those stuff. I have some cool stuff to show you guys that I already have, and I'm just going to be installing, as well as some little upgraded parts for the track that will be coming in shortly. And we're just going to be kind of going over through the car. We have a lot of maintenance that we got to do again, so we're going to do a brake flush. We got to do, obviously, another oil change. We have some parts that are sort of wear and tear items when you track them. You just need to be cognizant of, heat cycles on different materials, especially on a lot of the metals, brakes, pads, even your wheel studs. So you just need to kind of be cognizant of how often you are changing those things, as with heavy abuse on the track, you do need to watch some of that stuff and replace it regularly. But overall, super happy with the car. We ended up getting down to a 205.91. I think that's a pretty solid lap for this car. I do think it can be probably a little bit quicker. I'm not too sure if maybe I want to start diving into seeing where I can start to save a little bit of weight. I thought about maybe doing, some interior carbon door cards or something like that. Obviously, I like to keep it kind of OEM looking. I don't want to destroy my interior. It still gets driven on the street. But we might look into seeing, what it can take to maybe get a little bit of weight out of the car. It could definitely use it. We might even go and get a little bit more of an aggressive alignment. And what I mean by that is, when you install all of these SPL arms, you need to be very cognizant that the arms completely change, mainly in the rear. They completely change the geometry of the car. And when you do that, you need to make sure that you are getting everything set up to be correct. And one of those things includes a toe sweep, especially in the rear, and that will make a huge difference under compression, how the car rotates through the corner, and all that kind of stuff. Now, a toe sweep alignment is they take out the spring on the rear, they will put the suspension back together, and then they will align it and see how the car travels how the car changes its toe as you travel up. So as you compress the rear suspension, the rear toe may either toe in or toe out, and it's going to do it to a certain degree or a certain amount. And we can change that with a toe-based alignment and doing a toe sweep in the rear. And that's definitely very, very time consuming. And I will go to a professional race shop for that and have some input on that, because that is something that is just a little bit out of my realm. I'm not able to do that. mainly because I don't have an alignment rack, so it's virtually impossible to do it here in the garage. I'm debating doing that. That might be something that can, you know, really help dial in the car, especially if I'm able to get like better rotation through corners, higher corner entry speed, higher corner exit speed. That will really increase or decrease lap times and overall kind of just make the car handle way better. But we're gonna be doing just some little things. I'm super happy with how the car looks, how it performs. It drives so well on track. It's a blast to drive. I'm having a great time out there at these track events, as well as learning the car a bunch and getting a whole bunch of seat time. I hope you guys enjoyed watching today's video. It's kind of a full weekend, full 3 days. We had a little bit less talking to you guys. I was just kind of busy. I had some, like I mentioned, I think before, I was doing a bunch of ride-alongs, had some family at the track that I wanted to give a ride in the M3, and overall just had a pretty good, fun weekend. But I hope you guys enjoyed watching. Keep going faster and faster in this car. I really love tracking it. So we're gonna get out to some new events next year. We have, at the end of this year, the track events kind of calmed down a little bit during the holidays. And then back towards the end of January and beginning of February, the track days here in Texas pick back up. And we can start our season in the spring again and start getting more and more track days. So I hope you guys enjoyed watching. If you did, as always, please leave a like, leave a comment. I'll see you guys in the next video.